Now we are going to talk about what are the respiratory organs. The organs which are responsible for the process of respiration is called respiratory organs. These organs are different animals have their different respiratory organs based on the two important features. One is habitat. Second one is level of organization. So based on two important features, the animals have the different type of respiratory organs. One is habitat, second one is the level of organization. What is meant by habitat? Habitat means it is a place where the animal lives. Nature of the respiratory organ depends on the habitat. For example, take the fishes. Fish lives in the water, so they can respire with the gills. There is the reptiles which lives on the land, they can be respired through the lungs. So second important factor is level of organization. A level of organization also responsible for a particular formation of particular respiratory organ. According to the level of organization also, the breathing mechanism is different. Right? According to level of organization also, the breathing mechanism is different. For example, take the cellular level of organisms like sponges. In the sponges, there is no tissues, there is no organs and organ systems. So that simply by the process of diffusion, they will get the oxygen, they leave out the carbon dioxide. By the process of simple diffusion through the entire body surface. When you come to the higher organisms like human beings, we have a huge body and we have a complete organ system level of organization. So we have a specialized organs are present which is responsible for the exchange of gases. So here important thing is, now we are going to talk about the here one important thing is the respiratory organs are depends on, one is habitat, one is level of organization. Now we look on the what are the respiratory organs are present in the different animals, right? We'll see that respiratory organ and example. Take the one of the respiratory organ, that is a general body surface. Here general body surface means they do not have any type of respiratory organs. These are mostly present in the primitive or first animals, right? These are first animals in the sense, these are the invertebrates which are related to the animal kingdom, right? So if you take the respiratory organ and example, general body surface in the sense, they do not have any type of respiratory organ. The complete body surface helps to exchange of gases, right? Example is sponges and coelenterate and flatworms. These three are the best example for the general body surface. That means these three type of organisms do not have any type of respiratory organs. So that means there is no special organs to exchange of gases. That means the entire body surface helps to exchange of gases. And come to the second part is the moist cuticle. Here cuticle play a very important role. The exchange of gases in the earthworm and frog. In the frog and earthworm, the surface of skin should not have any scales, and it is very thin and highly vascular and moist due to presence of mucus glands. These all conditions are favorable for exchange of gases through the moist cuticle, that is we can call as a skin or cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration we can see in the earthworm and frog. Due to presence of the layer, the skin will be very moist and very thin and vascular. That means highly blood supply must be there. That means blood vessels are present under the cuticle. So that, and due to what is that high blood flow, the oxygen will be enters from the atmosphere into the blood through the cuticle, and carbon dioxide leave out from the blood to atmosphere through the cuticle. So here cuticle play important role for exchange of gases. Next, you know very well about that tracheal tubes or tracheal respiration, right? Tracheal respiration mostly seen in the insects and some what we can say, some other animals like centripedes, millipedes, right? Tracheal tubes are the respiratory organs which we can see in the mostly insects and the other arthropods also like millipedes and centripedes. They have a tracheal respiration is prominent. This tracheal respiration, they have a different type of tubes which is connected to each other, trachea, tracheoles. These tracheoles are directly send the oxygen to the body cells, right? So with help of the tracheal respiration, insects will be takes place. In the insects, tracheal respiration takes place. Next come to the gills. Gills are the respiratory organs present in mostly aquatic arthropods, molluscans and fishes. In the gills are nothing but, gills are the respiratory vascular structures which helps to exchange of gases in aquatic arthropods like crustaceans, prawn, and molluscans like snail, and fishes, cartilaginous fishes or bony fishes. These all will be respired through the gills. Next, come to the lungs. Lungs are the respiratory organs in mostly reptiles, birds, and mammals. Right here, along with the lungs, in the birds, along with the lungs, there is associated a sac-like structures we call as air sacs. So air sacs and lungs are useful for a continuous ventilation of the air in the birds, right? Next, come to the other respiratory organs in other animals like book gills in limulus, and book lungs in scorpions, spiders, ticks and mites, and parapodia in nereis, and dermal brachiae, tubifid respiratory trees, and genital bursae. These all are respiratory organs in phylum Echinodermata. And cloacal respiration we can see in the marine turtles. There is a cloaca. Turtles generally it is a pulmonary respiration, but when they are in the water, there is a cloaca helps to exchange of gases because the cloaca have high vascular, right, and they can be take the dissolved oxygen from the water and easily can be respired. And last and final, helminthic parasites. Helminthic parasites are the parasites which will belongs to Platyhelminthes and Nematoda. These are mostly endoparasites. They go for the obligatory parasites or what is it, facultative respiration. So these are mostly anaerobic respiration. In these helminthic parasites, they no need of oxygen. The no need of oxygen because those are present in the inside the host body. Those are mostly what is that their oxidation takes place in the absence of oxygen, right? And come to the human respiratory system. The human respiratory system consists of mainly two parts. One is a respiratory passage, second one is a respiratory organ. Respiratory passage is nothing but the passage of air from the atmospheric into the lungs through the some passages are there, a pair of nostrils, nasal cavity, a pair of internal nostrils, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi tree. There is a bronchi, primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi. These all togetherly called bronchi tree. And bronchiole tree, there is a primary bronchiole, secondary bronchiole, tertiary bronchiole, terminal bronchiole. These all look like a tree branches. At the same time, we are going to talk about respiratory organs. The respiratory organs, the chief respiratory organs in the human beings are lungs. In the lungs, what are the structures are present, we'll see while going the internal structure of the lungs, right? So, we'll going on. The next topic is, we are going to explain about what are the respiratory passages. Thank you.